The experiment with interesting is, what gas did you use for this? Just one?
No, we had a mixture of CO2, zinc, CH3, and sea gas. The gas made with the seawater.
Which means everything on this planet God has created.
Yes.
What we noticed over years' experience is, as we say, the horses for courses. Not all the gases apply and give the same effect to the same material. If you change your gases even by the ratio, or if you eliminate part of some gases or add some other gases, you can change the growth of the harvest, or you can reduce it. This time you see the reduction, but you see nutrition value increasing. This is part of the research which we'll see coming up, is that we have to design specific gases for a specific grain or product. And then it's not just because it applies to one, let's say, rice, will apply to every other rice. Tailor making the gases is part of the understanding of the technology, and I think with it will come the nourishment. And what you have shown here in past 3 years, we've seen data which you continuously produce with the experiments. It is very interesting because it confirms a lot of things which we have considered to be happening now. We have it physically there, and we've done some of these tests ourselves in the past year to see what elements has increased, what elements has reduced. In reality, I think if you, in your next trial, change some of the gases, what you got to do is look at the natural elements in the product, like the level of the zinc, the level of calcium, silica, and the rest of it, and design your gases to enhance those conditions. The way it is now is more or less randomly. The scientific world is, as we just seen, you shown, shows the level of materials in each product. So now that we become wise to it and random shot can be taken out of it, is okay. An apple has so much calcium and it's got calcium, potassium, blah, blah, blah. And then we use those gases in that target. We can increase a specific, we want to increase the calcium in a fruit, we want to increase potassium in another one. Now that we have become knowledgeable, now we have to target. And this will show a totally different harvest. But we got to understand there is a phenomena, there is a logic in the world of the creation, especially of the plants, is that there is a certain size a plant can carry so much on its leaf, for example, these radishes, that we do not go through the compromise of one to be less than the others. Protein shows a limitation, but everything else, if you increase magnesium, the plant might show reduction in potassium or calcium. Do we need that reduction? Or we can compromise it. But in general, we see increases in a lot of materials, a lot of elements, but where you see usually reduction in one is part of the housing shared in that plant for with another element. So if you see the magnesium with the potassium, if the magnesium goes high, does the potassium go high? But these two work together. So you have to decide. Each plant, each what I call the vertical people, have a capacity size. We might grow them bigger and then they have more of in percentage wise. And these are the things which we need to consider. We have to observe these nutritional values, and as we see, we can target what we want to increase. The level of the materials we want, now that the knowledge has grown, we can go targeting what we want to increase. This is important because in the long run, on this planet, we are looking for using what our ancestors did. Now we say we eat the same apple, you need to eat 3 of it to get this, so 4 of it to get the same as years ago. Now with this technology, we can bring it to that time without any what you call fertilizers or whatever. But is our body ready to take 4 times more calcium now than before? Are the plants responding to man's need?